Okay. Okay. So we studied how we do the continuing. So I'm continuing from the previous video. Uh, so we studied how we do the alignment check, right? So alignment check will, sorry, the margin check and the padding check. So margin is possibly for this particular. So there are two boxes. The black box has got a padding. That's why this is probably 5px, 3px padding. And there is another padding from this white box to this one. That's where text is here. If there is no padding, the text would be very close to the white line. But you understand, one thing you need to understand is most of the times when people do this, the padding is not going to be correct. For example, let's say the distance between this padding, all right? So what you do here is you take a padding, you take this padding, and you just take it to the other side and see whether it is messed up. It's not messed up. Perfect padding, right? It's a good news for you. You like it, right? Because padding is perfect. Now the problem is that you did a good job here because you tested it. Most of the people wouldn't know even you tested it. Some lousy tester would do half a very bad job and wouldn't do any of this test, but she will report zero defect. And you do great job like this, but you do zero defect, right? But what happens with you is you are going with confidence. When you say I don't, this doesn't have any defect, you know it doesn't have a defect. That person doesn't. That's a difference. And somebody someday they will people will see. Remember, the managers who are working for, they are not idiots. They are there because they are smarter than you, smarter than most of the people. That's why they are in the top. People say as managers are idiots. That's good. In appraisal time, we can say all those things. But your managers most likely smarter than you. The better knowledge that you have, and less underestimate you, less underestimation you have about them, better for you. And think they are smarter and work like that. They will easily figure you out if you don't do something good, right? Anyway, now I will speed up now. Uh, so the other thing that you need to do is check the quality of the application, right? So quality of images, screens, everything is important. Most of the times, what happens is people do a logo on the application, and the logo is does not have enough quality. And when um, uh, they don't realize, or how do you know whether a logo is good or bad, right? So an image is there. Everybody says image is good, and you say no, image does not have enough resolution. How can you say the image is bad or good, right? For that, you need to see the original image, right? So anytime any company, when you test any web application, the most important image is logo. A logo has standards. You cannot put any size for a logo. Every logo in the world, a logo has got a universal standard. Every logo. Many companies, they just put some logo, new companies, startup companies. But if you go to a large company like, let's say, Walmart or Disney, their logo size cannot change. They have a particular dimension for a logo in computer and in PC and in mobile. And by the way, all everything that I'm saying, you have to repeat the test in mobile platform and, if possible, iPad or iPhone platform also. This is not just only a UI thing. Whatever I'm saying, three times effort because you need to do in all three devices. So this logo, how do you know whether this logo is the right dimension, right everything, right? So you store this logo and you right click. For example, this is a logo, right? And you right click, edit this logo in Paint, right? When you edit it and you click on resize, you will see a size of this logo just by looking at some of the factors on the bottom. Can you see the screen? You see size is this. It's 31 KB, right? The logo. It is 719 by 197. So you write it down and say that the original size of this particular logo when I downloaded, it is 719 by 179, right? Then what you do here is you go and see here, okay, that logo is resized here, right? It's a smaller logo now. But that means Did you only reduce the height, or did you reduce the width, or did you do a proportional reduction of both? Right? That's something that you need to see. So what you do here is you right click on this, inspect here, and go here and say in the computer or here and say what is the actual width that is showing up here, right? Of this thing, and the width and the height. It shows here. Width is 60 px, and height is, where is height? There's no height here. It's 60 by 67. You see the thingy? Do you see? So the size of this is 60 by 67. There's also a margin of 10. But now what you do is 60 by 67 is the width. If I multiply that by a number, will I get this number, the original number? If it is not, the picture is distorted. What it means is the height, the width of this guy is probably a little bit more, and the developer messed up by adding certain things, and it messed it up. Now, if you see here, that guy only gave a width, right? He didn't give a border height here. That means height is proportionally reduced. For that, you need to do, how do you know that? Put 30 here and see when you put 20 here, will the height is coming down? Yes, that's good. But sometimes when you put 20 here, only the width will come down, height will stay remain same. When you see that, it's a very dangerous situation because the developer messed up. That means he didn't do a proportional downgrade. The photo will be distorted in certain views. So read that, start testing it, and also inspect this particular image. Okay. So image inspection is another thing. And this image, this is video. Video testing is also important thing. Search in YouTube, how do you test a video on a browser? So it will tell you certain things that you should take care of in every mobile and everything. So this one is most likely to mess up in a mobile view because it doesn't look like the right size. So ideally in a mobile view, this should be automatic size. So that's something that you need to see and test it and catch it. See, look at the picture behind this. Very bad quality, right? It doesn't have any quality. So that is something that you should look at. Is it a size issue, distortion issue, or a bad quality image issue? Things you can easily find out. Right click here, um, uh, save image as, and you save the image and see whether it has got quality. If it doesn't have a quality, raise it as issue. Okay. Um, so that completes our media testing of this. So next one is you need to make sure that anything that you tested, any page that you tested has no spelling mistakes. How do you do that? Control A, Control C, put it in Notepad. Really simple. And open an email, open a new email, put that thing in an email. Now, you don't need to put an email. You can use an actual professional spell checker. You can also engage something called grammatically and all those things. But
Yeah, we can copy it to Word and we can check the spell check.
yeah, anything you want. Those are our tools. I am just teaching you process approach. You use any tool you want, right? So I put it here, paste it here. Now you see my all the test is here, right? Now you see home improvement, there's a space, but that is not a defect. But is there any other defects? No, right? If you use grammatically, it will tell you grammatical mistake as well. So this is a defect, easy defect, right? So once you, and remember, everybody, every tester consistently messes this up. So this is a very important thing in your checklist, and always have a checklist. If you don't have a checklist, you are likely to do a bad job. You should always have a personal checklist to do this. Okay. Now, uh, now you did the spelling check, you did grammatic check. Two checks are completed. Now I'm going to tell you really important thing because everybody messes this up. It's called parallelism, sentence parallelism, and uh, camel casing. Sorry, casing, capital capital casing of information. So you say word by word, you see the first letter is capital or not. And it's very important because you will find total mess ups in every text that you see, almost everywhere. So you create for everything, you create a defect and tell them that please make R small letter. So here you see software S capital, A capital, right? Good. And you see everything is capital. And you see SaaS. What is SaaS? What is SaaS? You don't know what SaaS is. Go search internet and see what SaaS is. And when you search what SaaS is, SaaS product, right? When you see that, you realize SaaS has got a capitalization issue. What is SaaS? You see what is SaaS? Yes, yes. You see the last S is capital. Why? Because that's the way it is. We don't, I don't, you're a tester, you don't know SaaS, but you know one thing in internet, Google, when you search everywhere, SaaS is mentioned, SS capital. So if you don't know anything, just search blockchain. People make it spelling, space between block and chain. So these kind of things, it's not spelling mistake. It's a definition check in internet, right? Is blockchain has a two words or one word? Blockchain. You see blockchain written here. It's a single word. You see, there's no C is not capital. So these kind of things you need to do a Google search immediately and find out. Help it. Okay. Now, is there a dot after this architecture? No. Most of the people make a mess up. They don't do parallelism here. They create create software architecture, understand document architecture, and they just here in third one, fabulous or fantastic blockchain architecture. So here it's a noun, here it's a verb, create software architecture, create document architecture, but here suddenly it become a noun, internet, add verb, whatever, add now, sorry, pronoun, whatever, saying um, better blockchain architecture. If I'm saying better blockchain architecture, this should be cleaner document architecture or something like that. The sentence parallelization is highly important. Capitalization is highly important. Putting a dot at the end is very important. These are the top three mistakes people do in every text. And you see here, technology consultation, C on it's so small letter. Document management and architecture, it's okay. The capital letters are fine. And this is coming from YouTube, so you cannot fix it, right? You cannot fix it. But you're a tester. You don't care it's coming from YouTube or anywhere. You just put all the information and report it because your goal is to make unique test cases reported, the failed test cases reported. It's not your decision whether it is good or bad. It's a management decision. So if you go like this into all these things, you will see, you probably see some defects. But if you can find a defect by checking this, it is good. I reviewed this. That's why I couldn't find any defect. I cannot find any defect because when somebody designs something, you cannot find a defect. So there has to be a space here. That's a defect. But other than that, I didn't find defects here. Hmm. But you got an idea how it works?
So there is a space and O is missing, right?
Yeah. Where is it? Where is it missing?
8,000. So off ill
Okay.
is and
No. It's
space
SF
O.
means square foot warehouse.
Oh,
8,000
okay.
square feet.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, it's a
It's
8,000 square feet warehouse. It's a size. Hmm? But that's okay. But you got the idea how we should do testing, right? Now, on the content page, this is a content page. This is not a user interface or anything. This is a content page. Hmm? Similarly, you come here and do it. Now, after some time, you realize, man, I'm always giving this spelling mistake and everything. But does this UI look any good? I don't think this UI looks good. I think a better UI is available in, smugbug.com. Maybe they should use something like this. And you also give us a defect or a recommendation saying that I think this is not the best UI I have seen, but there is a option. Why did you look at this UI? Look at this one. Maybe we can use one of that here. Now you are not doing testing. You are going beyond testing and giving some value addition, right? It's okay sometimes. Some people like value addition. Hmm? Do not, do not, do not try it. When you see an opportunity to try something, try it. But do not make it a primary report. Put it as a report that at the towards the very end, this is a value add. You can skip reading it, but if you want to read it, read it. Kind of. You don't push too much, because if you push too much, people start hating you. They say, you're getting into my business. You worry about your business, right? So uh, basically, the when you do the UI testing, image testing, and everything, this is how you do it. But there is a lot more to do in image testing and video testing. There's a different ball game, but you got an idea about how to do this testing, right? Now, one more thing I wanted to talk about is, if you 1 second. So if you want to basically, when you test websites, you also need to do URLs, right? Every click you make here, uh, where the UI flicker happens. So the UI is flicking, right? It delays and all those things. Sometimes the UI comes so slow. So you report an issue, say performance issue, it's too slow. When it moves there, can you do some animation here? So ask all those questions. From a URL standpoint, make sure that HTTP, HTTPS are thoroughly tested. For example, you do HTTP, it goes to HTTPS. All right. Now, when I went to the YouTube, it came with the HTTP www. Remove the so do a penetration testing on sorry do a testing on the URLs as well. Change things and see whether I can put one here, right? All those things. You do all those testing also. Make sure the URL is properly tested, right? Now, if you are really advanced technical person, you can do a technical test. You can do a network performance and click on this one, show you what are the website and what all it downloaded from which all websites. So you can go through this and say, hey, this call, when I made a call, it went to these places, but what are these places it's going to, right? You can analyze it and say, why is it going to this website? Why is it going to Koboto website? Oh, because it's Koboto. Is it going to some other website? So you do that kind of analysis too. Okay, that would also help you, but they're not needed. A tester is not supposed to know all those things, but sometimes if you have time, you can, if you want to show a great performance, you can do all those things. Okay. Any questions before I just stop this video?
Nothing. It's all
Okay.
clear for me.